All right. And there's the red dot. Y'all see the red dot?
Yep.
All right. So I'm gonna go over because I know there's a lot of people that have pages that they've created and they're finished and published them, but they are not advertising them. So we're gonna go over how to create your templates again, and how to go and publish and advertise those pages once you get them published. Because everyone should at least have all your links changed in your system, whether or not you've modified the pages or not. You should have at least all your links done. That way, when you start advertising completed pages, you don't have to worry about somebody clicking on a link that does not monetize for you. So we want to make sure that that is foremost, is that you have all your links completed in your pages. And then once you complete a page, you want to advertise it because you want to start getting that traffic coming to your system so that when you do get ready to apply for Google AdSense, they can see that you have an active system that's up and running that is getting traffic coming to it. So we're going to be talking about that. And then someone had asked me to go over how to get a Facebook account. That's fairly simple. All you do is just log in, not Facebook, what do you call it? YouTube. How to get a YouTube. And all you do is just log into YouTube and it asks you, you can sign in for a free account. And you just go in and create your account. You can sign it up using your Google or Facebook logins. But you want to make sure that you just go in and tell them that you just want, it gives you the option to sign in for a YouTube. If you want to get paid from them, then you can sign in that, you want to get paid. Then that by your subscribers, they can advertise on your YouTube channel for you and stuff like that. So that's another option. But all you have to do is just log into YouTube and say that you want to get your own YouTube channel. That's all you need to do. And again, I'm just going to ask that if you're not actively asking a question, if you could just mute yourself so that we don't have a lot of feedback or background noise while we're recording, that would be amazing. That way I don't have to mute everybody. And then if you have a question, just unmute yourself and ask it when we get to that point. I'm doing a roll call so I can see who all comes in.
Sheila, can you real quick, how do you do the free? How much can you have to stay within the free under YouTube?
It's all free unless you tell them you want to pay for it. They don't charge you for a YouTube channel.
Okay. Thank you.
Can I say something funny?
Yes.
In case you hear a mommy, that's Pi. Hi. So I'll put it on mute if she does that.
All right. So hey, Pi.
She's looking at the computer.
Yeah, she's like, I heard my name. So, all right. So let's see. I think somebody else just jumped on. Mr. Larry. All right. I just want to welcome all of our new people in. And I do my classrooms a little bit different than the other instructors that have them. I have an open forum. I do discuss, things that your instructor has put on your card that you require, that, is the reason you're here in my classroom. And then other than that, I'll go over, some basic things that I have here that I want to talk about that I've seen, either in the chat rooms, or things like that I've seen where people have come in and, ask for specific information to be taught, or not understanding anything. So like I said from the beginning, I'm going to be going over how to set up your templates for your ads for your new pages. You want to make sure that when you are starting to add and advertise your website or your pages that you create, that I'm going to have to mute everybody because I'm still hearing background noise. Okay, so I'm going to go in and show how to set up your templates for your pages that you want to advertise and how to get your advertising started. You also want to make sure that you have all of your links changed in your website, not necessarily have your whole website modified, but that all your links are connected to you. So that when people do come into your site and they start looking around, that you don't have to worry about somebody clicking on a link that's not yours, that all the links will be yours. So let's see. This is a wine page that I created yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Yes, yesterday. And because I haven't created a new wine page in a while, and I just wanted to make sure that it was, you know, something unique, that's talking about the new upgrades that we have in our wine program. Because now, you know, like I said, it's still a wine club, but it's not. They can actually go in on the wine, on our wine page, and they can order a bottle. It's going to be like $30 or $29 and some change, but it comes ultimately like $30 and something. They can order one bottle of wine, but then if they decide to join the wine club, then they can get it for as little as $12.95. So it just depends on how they want to order it. So they can come in as a wine club member, or they can just come in as a shopper, as a one-time shopper. But we also let them know that that is an option for them. So I created this wine page yesterday, and it has all my links. I actually showed them how to do wine club cards from our tasting notes that we have, that they can come in here. Shows the different wines, the varietals, where it came from, what meal it goes with. I also gave them the Chardonnay and what it goes with. And I just got this straight out of my DC link, my DC back office. And they can go in there and look, pull that up, has the tasting notes. And as you can see, that's basically about the same meal, except this is a rib, this is a ribeye. So they can sit there and look at it. And then I, you know, always ask them, what are you waiting for? Show them the links to get started, tell them they can join. And then here's my link. And I tell them they have until August the 19th or August the 15th to join and upgrade to a VIP customer, and they'll get a $25 discount. So then I can actually, you know, sign them in, and they'll waive that $25 upgrade fee. So this is a page that I want to advertise. And then as you can see, I've created my own meme that I put in there. And then here's my lady I always use to let them know. And it says, thank you for stopping by. And then I created a feature image, as you can see down here on the bottom, that I'm going to be using for my advertising. So the next thing I want to do, and it just depends on what type of program you have, is I'm going to pull up my Word document page. And since I already have a running list of advertising, I'm just going to pull that up to use and just add to it. So once it comes up, then I'm just going to come to the bottom of this. Okay. And I'm just going to come and start typing my headers. And you want to create at least 2 to 3 headers, which is going to be sort of like your advertising title. And so then what I'll do is I'll look at my page again, and I will see the different things that I have here. So one of the things I'm going to be advertising, come on, is look at my title. So I'm going to come back here to my template. Oh, hold on, let me turn off those notifications so we don't keep getting pop-ups. And let me turn this off real quick. All right, so we should be good now. So I'm going to go back to my website and discover your perfect wine online. My focus keyword is find wines online. That's going to be my focus keywords. So I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to put in discover your perfect wine. All right. right, and then I'm going to also put, what is your wine style? And then another one, yes, your. Okay. And then another one will be, all right, so wine club, not, well, maybe. And then I'll just leave it like that and give question marks. I think I'll use that to start off with because that will raise a lot of questions. And then you're going to put your description. So my description, I usually come and use my first, I'll copy the first couple of sentences right here, and I'll copy that and I'll put that back in my, and then I'll put my description here. All right, and now I don't want to use that, so let's remove that. And pull this up here. Then I'll look through and see if there's anything else. And
Sheila, why don't you want to use that picture?
because the pictures won't come over in your ads, they won't come over. You always have to place the picture in there. And a lot of the free ad sites, they only have a limited number of pictures you can use without charging you. Like my AbleWise, you can only use one picture. US Net ads, I think it uses one or two pictures. But for those that, if you put the picture in your description, there's some of them that charged you for it. If you put your link and hyperlink your link in your description, they'll charge you for it. So that's why whenever you do an ad, you want to make sure that you remove all the hyperlinks that are in your description.
Gotcha.
All right.
Thank you.
And then, and I'm just going to say read more here. And then I'm going to come back and get my link. And this is something else I've heard people say, I don't know where to find my permalink. So once you've done your page, you're going to have these two settings up here. One's going to be your document and one's going to be block. This tells you what kind of format that your page is in. So what you want to do is you want to click on where it says document, and that's going to pull up your statistics for your page. And then you're going to see where you have your permalink. Some people, your permalink will not be showing. It'll actually be like this, just have the word with your drop down. So just click your drop down and it will show you your permalink. And then you're just going to click and copy your link address. Then I'm going to come back to my Word document and I'm going to paste that link there. And then that has my link. So basically, and then I'm going to come back, since I want this to stand out to let me know that this is different, I'm going to change my font and actually change the color so that I know that this is something different than just the document or the description, and that it's actually, let's see, let's do all of them at once. That they're my titles basically. So then what I'm going to do is, let me go ahead and save that. So I have basically created a template, and each one of these can be an ad. So I can use Discover Your Perfect Wine. That'll be one title with this same ad. Then I can come back and use a different ad on a different day and use this title with the same information. So that's, and if you wanted to, you can actually come back and create and say, okay, I want a different one. and say I want another one. And not spelled correctly, Sheila. Sophisticated. No. Okay, so here's another one I can use. And I'm going to put here. And paste this here. So now I've actually created 8 different advertisings with just 2 paragraphs and 4 links or 4 headers. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my ad sites, and we're going to start with this one. Hopefully it'll work today. If not, we'll go for one of the other ones. So you want to make sure that you've gone into your Triple R training and you go to your ad sites and you've registered for all of these ads in here. The companies that are in there, Classified for Free is one of them. And you want to make sure that you are advertising or registering for the free programs. There are some programs that are in there that you pay for. So you want to make sure that you are only registering for the free ones. So while that's coming up, we're going to go to a different one. Let's go to US free ads. All righty. And so what we're going to do here is this one actually gives you different places that you can post an ad. So since we know that we are in Canada, we are in UK, we are in Australia, and we can post any one of those there. And I want to do one in Australia for right now. So I'm going to click on Australia. And I'm going to click here where it says click here, post an ad. And my ad title. So I'm going to go back, pull up my template that I created. And I'm going to click on here. No, I don't want to use that one. I'll use that one for US. We'll get this one. Get your fine wines online. I'm going to copy. Go back to my ad. And I'm going to paste that in there. I'm going to go and get my description. And I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to paste that in here. All right. Now this one, it actually has a height requirement or a size limit on my photo. So I know I'm going to have the photo that I've chosen or I want to use, I can't use, but I do have another one that I can put in there. So I'm going to hit choose a photo or choose the file that my photo is in. And I'm going to go into my logos folder. And as you can see, when I click on or underscore a picture, it tells me what the size is 500 by 500. I know the one that on this particular one, it has to be a 500 by 500. If it's bigger than that, it won't let me post it. It'll tell me my picture or my image is too big. So I'm going to find my wine photo that I had resized. And let's see, I think it's down here. I got too many photos. All right. So this one, see that one says 1800. That one's too big. As soon as it catches up with me. See, I know that one's too big. That's 1800 by 1800. I think this is the one.
And Sheila, do you need to pick the exact size that they're allowing, or like saw you clicked on 4, or you passed over 400 by 400, and that would have been a little smaller. Is that?
Yeah, I mean, it has to be at least that big. I mean, it can't be any bigger, but yes, you can definitely pick a smaller one. I just know I have a particular one I want to use. So that's why I'm looking for that one in particular. And you see where it says dimensions is 500 by 500. So I know that one will work because it tells me right here what it's got to be. And then it asks me what my URL is. So I'm going to come here and copy my URL because I actually have it in there. And I'm going to paste that in there. And then you have to select a category. Not all of them select categories, but in this one you do. And in this one, I'm going to do I don't want to do it in a business. Let's see what else I have. Let's do shopping. And we're going to do online shopping. Yes. Yes, we're going to do it under online shopping. Target city, I'm not going to do Target city. This says all United States. We didn't do United States. We want to do Australia because we're advertising in Australia. And we're going to do, let's do this one, Capital Territories. My honor name, you have to assign you one. And password, I always have a password that I have, and I try to keep this all the same. And then you have to put in their validation code. Come on, I want this one. 63. Why are you doing it? Today must be the days. All right, it wants to put in some old ones. I don't want the old one. I want the new one.
How did you get the validation thing?
It pre-populates. It tells you what it is.
Okay, of all those numbers, it's the top one?
No, it's this one right here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
But those are ones that I've used in the past. And it's making me select one of those, and I want to actually type in this one, and it's not letting me do it.
Can you delete any of those?
There we go. Yeah, I need to go in and clean out my history. That's all.
Okay. All right.
So then once I do that, I'll hit submit, and it will tell me if there's anything that's wrong. So once I click on submit, and it says you've posted your ad. And then what I do is, here's your ID number. So if you come back and notice that there's anything wrong with your ad, like with this one, your ad is active. So I want to make sure that I copy this ID, because you cannot change your ad unless you have that ID number. So I'm going to copy that, and I actually have a spreadsheet that I have all these in. So I'm going to go to my templates. And I'm going to pull up my ad spreadsheet.
You've got so much chocolate in there, you better sprinkle some amulin on it.
Yeah, I'm actually getting ready to do another page for chocolate. So I was trying to find some more chocolate pictures that I wanted to use. So come on, Excel. There we go. It's taking it a while for my Excel to pull up. So then what I want to do is, after I get that code in there, we'll come back to it. You can always click your link and see what it looks like. And so this is how your picture will show up, or how your ad will show up on the different programs that this will be sent to. And it says get your fine wines online. And it has your picture that you've put in there. And then it says visit the owner's website. So that's where you put your URL. And if they click, to go to, which was right here. And then we're going to see if this ever pulled up. And you can do the same thing. Yeah, classified free is not working good too. So we're going to go to this one, and let's go to AbleWise. I'm going to go to AbleWise. And we can get rid of these.
She said it was going to February.
Yeah, I started in September 2008. This might just started, and I have another one that I started in February. So I have 3 different sheets. This one was actually long, like 18 pages. So I was like, okay, but I still use it because it's still valid. So what's going on with AbleWise? All right, come on.
I guess the biggest thing for me is, like, okay, how are we going to keep things organized when I start?
Yes, you need, that's why you need your template. Always make sure you have a template.
You also have to have the spreadsheet.
Well, just for that one, that's the only one that has a spreadsheet that you have to have that number is US AdNets. They're the only one that has it. The rest of them, you don't have it. So we're going to see what's going on with this one, why it won't let me connect with my AbleWise.
Hi, Sheila. This is Laura. I have a quick question. Yeah, thank you. For the ad, for the featured image that we use in our advertisement that we're going to do as well, is it okay if we use on some, for instance, I'll use Direct Sellers Wine Club since we have multiple pages for direct sellers. Is it okay if we use pictures we take, like of a meal in wine bottles?
Definitely. That actually works better.
Okay.
So what you want to do is, let's go to Canva, because that's what I use all the time.
Yeah.
And so when you go to Canva, and it's a free program, I actually pay for upgrades because there's things that I like to create that I need different things for. But when you come to Canva, it actually gives you the option of what you're going to be using. Since you're going to be, and it has the social media option. So once that comes up, so when you come to your Canva and you get to choose what you want to do. So it has social media. All right. So you want to do a social media ad. Then it will ask you, okay, you have the option. Are you doing an Instagram post? Are you doing a story? Are you doing a Facebook post, story, cover sheet? If you want to change your cover on your Facebook, you can go here. Your Facebook app. It has Twitter, header, Tumblr. You can do a YouTube thumbnail, You have your YouTube, different things. You have Pinterest, Snapchat. So it has all your social medias that you can put your pictures in, and it will fit their parameters. And you don't have to worry about it saying, you can't use it or this doesn't work. So you have, everything is here. Even if you wanted to do like business cards, you could do like a poster, say, or a flyer that you're getting ready to, have a wine social. You can do, letters, make your own letterhead. You can do your own business cards, postcards. You can do anything here. So what you want to do is you want to go to create. So you create your design. And once you get there, it's going to ask you, well, what are you creating your design for? And you pick which one that you're doing, that you want to do it for. And so since I know Instagram is the biggest, it has the biggest dimensions so far, I always use an Instagram post, and that way I know anything that I'm using it for will cover it. So then I will hit my Instagram, and it will pull up my profile. And this lets me know, hey, this is an Instagram profile. Anything I put in here, it's going to fit those parameters. And so once it pulls that up, and give it just a minute, I got too much running on my stuff, but it's okay. So once that pulls that up, it's actually going to pull up a blank screen. Sometimes it pulls it up with, it'll have some directions in here. You can add stuff here, whatever. But it pulls up a blank screen, and it'll tell you that you're doing an Instagram post. So you always want to look at the top. And it does have some pre-populated templates that you can use to create your Instagram post. But if you have a picture that you want to use, then you have your icons over here. And this one is download. So all you have to do is, or upload, you just click on that, and it's going to pull up your photos or your library, wherever you have your photos. Most of the time it'll pull up the last thing that you have. So then you're going to click upload an image. And depending on where you have your picture at, you always want to make sure your pictures are stored on your desktop or your laptop, whatever you're using, in a particular folder that you can go to. So then I'm going to go here to my blogging pictures, and I have, some pictures in there that I did for my wine. So we're going to pull that up.
Quick question, Sheila.
Yes.
When we have the dashboard and we have media library, we've also got to have a different library. So you don't have to go to the media library.
Your media library is just for your website.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So we have to have two different.
So your media library is just for your website. So if you have pictures you want to use, you want to make sure that you have a library. Mine's in my Dropbox. I keep everything in my Dropbox. That way I can carry it with me everywhere I go.
Or we can drag something from media back into a folder.
Yep. You just have to make sure that you have them open and that you can use that. So
thank you.
You're welcome. So
how long or how big can you let your media library get?
I don't know. I haven't reached my threshold yet, and I have quite a few. So I really have no idea how big the library needs to be or is.
I have a Dropbox file and folders inside, and I can find what I want according to those folders pretty quickly.
Yep.
But in my media library, I don't have any folders, and I got to search forever to find the picture.
Yep, you cannot put folders in the media library, unfortunately.
Can you remove a lot of those pictures that you're not using?
Yeah, you can go in and hit delete. Just when you click on a picture in your media library, it gives you the option to delete. Just delete.
What about to move it to the Dropbox into a folder?
You have to drag it. You have to have both of them open.
Yeah, but you can do that.
Yeah, you can just drag it from one to the other.
I don't want to lose any pictures, but there's a lot in there I'm not using, and I'd rather have the ones that are in my website in the library.
Yep. So that's all you have to do. If there's some in there, you just click on that picture. You just have to make sure that you have your Dropbox file open so that you can just drag it from one to the other, and then just delete it out of your media library.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Very welcome.
You're so helpful.
You're a mess. Thank you, though. So here's a picture that I took out on my patio of a barbecue that we did with the bottle of wine. And I'm just going to I downloaded it. And so there's my picture. And as you can see, it's showing the different things. I don't want this. I don't need this extra space here. So I'm going to move it in, get rid of this extra space. All right. And you can pretty much, you know, fix it however you want to. And then I'm going to drag this up here. Oh, no. Get this, because I don't really need that border there.
Now you can't see the name of the wine. That's good, right?
You can, this one is kind of fuzzy because I've blown it up. So, but it's fine if I can actually, you know, type it in. So here's where you, I don't know if y'all watched Paul's video today, but he went in and actually physically changed the dimensions of a photo. And there's an easier way to do that. You see these little dots that surround your photo. Those are actually sizing. So you can actually drag the corner of the dot. And let me get rid of this one in the background. I don't want that one. So once you get your picture, and then you can just move it around however you want to center it. And then if you want to make it smaller, you just grab the corner, either top or bottom corner, and drag it in. And that changes the size of your photo. It does the same thing in your website. Or if you want to expand it, do the same thing. Just open it and it expands it. Now this extra space out here is actually space that you can use. It's still space that is in for your dimensions for your picture. So if your picture doesn't cover up the whole space, like this one, it looks really fuzzy. I don't want it to look fuzzy. So I'm going to minimize it a little bit, and then I'm going to off center it. And then I might want to put some text. So then you come here to your text document right here, your text tab.
Okay.
And then it asks you, you can do a heading, you can do subheading, and then just a little text. I always do a heading, and it will put it in the middle of the page. Okay. Oh, I don't want all of them. Hold on a minute. I got too many of them. All right. So just click on one time. Just give it a minute to think. All right. So, and then you just want to, again, it has the little boxes there. You just click on this to expand it a little bit.
All right.
And then you're going to do get rid of the extra. And then you want to move it. Where'd it go? I got rid of it. I don't want to get rid of it. I just wanted to move it. Hold on. Let me get it back. All right. So then once you can move it up here. So I want this up here. And then you come in here. And then you can put in all right, barbecue and wine, or summer barbecue. All right, summer barbecue and wine. And then you can, center this if you want to bring it over to the side. And this is basically how I create my memes. I'm going to come here and put me another subheading. And I'm going to open this one up. And then I'm going to say need wine. Okay. And then because I want to put another picture, I'm going to minimize this one. Not quite that big, small. And then I'm going to go back to my pictures that I've downloaded, and I'm going to find the one that I want. Where are you at? I'm going to put this one in here, and I'm going to shrink it, get rid of the original, and then put this one here. And let's make this one a little bit bigger. All right, and then I'm going to go back to my template, and I'm going to pull from a previous ad right here. Actually, I can use this one. And I'm going to copy this link, and I'm going to come back to my Canva, and I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to get another header or heading, and then I'm going to move this down here. I'm going to open it up a bit.
A Maxine in there now would be nice.
Yes, you could do your Maxines if you have those. And so once I get that cleaned out, then I'm going to paste my link in there. And depending on how big it shows up, I might have to do some alterations to it. And I do. So let's move this up here a little bit. And then I'm going to move this up. And then I want to change it. I don't want it quite that big. Let's do it that size. All right. And then I always like fun text. So before I do that, I'm going to change my text. I like the big, bold text. So I'm going to come here to my text size, and I'm going to find the text that I like. And there's several different ones you can choose from. You just find the one that you like that fits what you want to do. I like this one. And it changes it. I want it bolded. Same thing with this one. I don't like that one. I want to use this same one. And let's bold that. And I want that to be bigger since I'm using something else. So let's make it a bit bigger. And then same way here, I like everything to be kind of uniformed.
Looks like your guy that wrote Need Wine needs to study his hand more. Add too much.
So once I have that there, let's move this up here a little bit. Oh, come on down. All right. So there's that. And then what I can do is I want a background. I don't like the plain white. So then you can come here and you have different options for backgrounds. And I always like something that's going to make this stand out in the forefront, but still draw the eye. So then I'm going to click the background, see which one I like. Might see something I like a little bit better.
I guess there's no way to lighten those up a little, is there?
Yes. Not these right here, because this is part of your picture. Mm-hmm. But yes, when you have like your filters here, you can actually come in and adjust your filters, adjust the just about anything as far as the background goes. You can do all of that with there. I kind of like that pink because it makes that burgundy. Because see here, you can adjust your brightness, okay. You know, make it more dull. Your contrast, your saturations, your tints. So you can go in and modify that once you get your colors palette the way you want to. So I have that. I'm fine with that. So let's go back here. All right. So now that I have my background color, I don't like that black, although it does stand out pretty good. So if you wanted to come here, you click on your wording and it actually pulls your box back up. And then you can come here and change your text color if you want to. You know, maybe if I put like an orange, let's see how that looks. Nah. So then, you know, you can play with your coloring. And so basically now you have a meme, and depending on if you have it linked, you can click here, you can download, and it actually says, hey, you can put this to your Facebook page, you can send it to your Facebook groups, you can actually tweet this out. If you have your Twitter link set up, you can email it out to people. You can send it to your Google Drive. You can save it to your Dropbox, depending on, like with this one, if it has the crown beside it, that means you have to pay for it. You can put it on your Pinterest. You can send it to your LinkedIn. So once you actually get it created, you have all these different options. If you want to print flyers, you know, these down here is Canva. If you send these here, Canva thinks you want to have them print it for you, and they charge you for it. But once you have it saved, you can download it and then do whatever you want to. So right now we're just going to hit download. And it's going to always save in PNG, but you can save it however you want to. If you want to do it as a JPEG, I do animation sometimes, but that's paid for. You have to pay for that. You can do it in a PDF file. I don't highly recommend PDF files, but I always do JPEG or PNGs because it is a higher quality. It does take up a little bit more space, but I like it better. It just shows up better. So I always do a PNG, and then it tells you what your dimensions are of your photo, and then you download. And when you download, it's going to download it for you.
I'm sorry, I have a quick question. Will it let you adjust the dimensions right there or no?
If you pay for it, you can.
Oh, okay.
But because you've set it up to do an Instagram, it's going to default to those Instagram dimensions.
Okay, thank you.
So then go ahead.
Can you put in a background HTML code to specify, or just the numbers, just the ones you've got here on the left? That's
just the ones that's there. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. You can't put a code in. Trust me, I've tried.
Well, that's what I use you for, so I don't have to try.
Yeah, I've tried, because sometimes you can get coding and do different things, but because of this program's a preset program, you can only use what they have available, and then they do have some types of offers that you can use, but a lot of them you have to buy them, the upgrades. But because I do have the upgrades, you still can't put code in. Like I said, I've tried. Because I do have several codes for companies that have affiliates that I would love to put the code in so that it would be here on my ad and they just click it, but not. So once it does that, then it's going to pull up my my documentation for where I can save it, my file. So there it is. It's got my photos. And then I'm just going to click my 3 dots. Depending on what program you use, I'm going to hit Save As. And it's going to tell me, you know, where do I want to save it. So I have to distinguish where I want to save it. Once it clicks up the Save As. And I don't know why I put QUE. It's supposed to be CUE, but that's all right. I'm Southern.
You make that sound like a handicap.
No, that's my God-given right.
That's right.
So then
Southern's something to be proud of.
There you go. So then I always label all of my photos. And I'm going to label it just like I have it spelled. And then, as you can see, because I was recently in my Dropbox and my blogging pictures under logos, that's where it designated it. But if I wanted to save it somewhere else, I would just come here to the drop down and I would choose, or you can go over here to your side tab bar and put it. If you just have a picture file you want to put it in, you can choose that and it will show up that you can put it in your picture file. But because I want mine in my Dropbox, I'm just going to click save, and it's going to save it under that name. And there we go. So that's how you use Canva. It says it's saving my copy. It's put it there. So now if I go to my Dropbox, that picture will be there. So that's how you can use Canva. You can import, download any picture that you have, and create, memes. You can create your blogging pictures. You can create your feature picture. So now what you want to do is I can come here to this page, and the other thing is you want to set your feature. So this is the feature image I had. So let's remove that feature, and I'll show you how I put there. So you're going to be under your document block. So after you've posted your picture or updated your picture and you've published it, then you're going to come to your document block, or your document tab. And then as with your permalink, your feature image will probably, look like this. It's just a tab over on the side. You're going to click that tab, and then you're going to set your feature image. Your feature image does not have to be an image that's in your page, but at least it needs to be an image that is associated with what you wrote about. So you don't want to be writing about wine and you have a feature image about pets. That makes no sense. So what you want to do is, here's the image I created. I know that it's going to fit because of the way I fixed it on Canva. I know the dimensions are big enough for Facebook. I also know the dimensions. Whoever that's moving around, could you please mute yourself? It's really bothering me. So if you have your feature image right here, I know because of the dimensions that it fits what I need it to fit, and it's going to fit any of the other profiles or for my social media. So I'll be fine with that. So I'll click that one.
But that's not the one you just did.
No, it's not the one I did.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But yeah, but I could use that one. I would just have to upload it. So we can do that as well.
Okay, I just got confused.
Yeah, so I can come here, hit select, and then it's going to ask me, but like I said, because I was in my logos, it's automatically going to pull up the last file I was in. So I was in my wine file. So I'm going to go to my blogging pictures, and I'm going to go to my logos file. And I want to make sure that I am under all files and not just custom files. And we're going to find my logos.
There they are. Oh, sorry.
Yep. And then because I named it Summer Barbecue, everything is in alphabetical order. So I'm going to look for Summer Barbecue. There it is. Uh-oh, HTTP error. Let's try this again. I get that every once in a while, and it's probably because I haven't shut down my computer in a bit. So we'll try this again. Here we go. Let's see if it gives it to me again. Yep. So it doesn't like that picture, something about it didn't like. So I'm just going to choose this one, and I'll probably get it once I get my computer back together. So then I'm going to hit select. And then it shows my feature image. Now, if this picture was a really small picture, it would give you a warning down here that says Facebook needs at least a 250 by 250 page or a pixel to post. So if your photo that you've selected is too small, you will get a warning message down here about the dimensions required for different social medias. But because mine's so big that it fits just about all the parameters for any of the social medias, I don't get that message. And then you want to hit your update. Always hit your update. And then your picture will be displayed. And it always shows above your page, which is your feature image. And then that way, once you get it saved, it says it's updated. I can go to my preview. And once you click on your preview, then you will see that feature image at the top. And that tells you no matter where you post, with that link for that page, that picture is going to be what is associated with that page. So like when I post a page that I've just created and I put it in our chat room, that feature image shows up. If I put it on Instagram, if I put it on Facebook, if I put it on Twitter, Tumblr, whatever, that picture is what's going to be associated with my page. And the reason I always do logos or do, like I just did that has my link, people will most of the time, they'll look at your picture before they'll click on your link to read your ad. So if they look at my picture, they can see, oh, she's got a link down here. Let me copy that link down and see where it takes me. Even though if they click on my picture, the picture takes them to the same place. So there's a reason why I use the things that I use. It just makes it a lot easier for me. And plus I like creating them. It's fun to do. So that's basically what I wanted to show everybody, because Paul was talking about Canva. We've had a lot of people ask Canva questions this week, or posting questions on or how to create memes and things. And for advertising, those pictures work really well for advertising as well, because it does have a lot of things to it. And Canva is a free program, and it works so well with so many different things that you can use. You can actually use it to downsize your picture. So if you wanted to go there and say, like, you can only use a pixel, you can pull up your old images. I think I closed it out. So let me go here. I don't know why it's not creating that. But if I wanted to go and say, I wanted to downsize that picture, I know it needs to be like a 500 by 500 instead of the 1000. So I would go to Canva. And once it pulls up, let me close this stuff out. I will pull up my pictures that I've already designed. And at the top of it, it gives me the option to resize. So I'm going to go here to all of my designs. And I will go to that last picture I pulled up. No, that one don't even have one. Did I not save it? Yeah, I saved it. If I can find where I put it. Should be right here.
Can I just say a quick thing?
Yeah.
No.
Go ahead.
This is where I get crazy, where, see, it's not your fault. And I never know if it's not my fault.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank
I
you.
thought every woman knew it wasn't her fault. It's always the man's fault.
Funny.
See, there you go.
But if we don't have a man to blame, it ain't helping.
Yeah, so for some reason it didn't, I have it saved, but there it is. It's showing up on my Canva now. So what I need to do here is I can click on edit, and it could just be my computer. So I can click on edit here, and at the very top of it, it will give me the option to resize. It got very quiet. Is everybody still here? Am I still here?
Yeah.
You didn't have any pictures. Is that because you didn't wait long enough, or did the pictures there?
Yeah.
Pictures didn't come through?
It's still loading, so I'm hoping the pictures will show up soon. That could be why. Yeah. So there they come. All right.
And I go back to mute, Sheila. As soon as I say something, I go back to mute so you don't have traffic.
Okay, that's fine. So you see up here where it says resize. So I just click on the resize, and then it will pull up. I'm resizing my Instagram post. But as you can see, this is a paid feature. So if you don't have the paid program, you might not be able to resize it from your Canva. But because I do have the paid feature, I can resize it to whatever I need to resize it for. So if you don't have that option to resize it, then the other thing you can do is pull up your paint program on your computer. It's part of your programming. If you just go to, pull up paint, and then you can just drop and drag that picture in here, and then you can just resize your dimensions and do it that way. And you can edit it with the Paint 3D, whatever picture you drag in here. And then just click on edit with 3D, and then it also gives you the option to resize it. You just put in your dimensions that you want to. But you would have to resize it from your folder and not from your Canva. So I didn't realize that was a paid feature until I saw that little crown up there. So the resizing is a paid feature. So I'm sorry about that.
But it's easy to do, with whatever. I mean, I know how to, so it's not really that.
No, it's not that difficult, not that hard to do. So if you pull up your paint feature here, and you drop and drag it from your folder, wherever it is, you just drag it here to this box that is here, and then you click edit with 3D, and then it'll pull up your 3D picture or your 3D program, and then there it gives you the option to change your dimensions. And then once you get it to the dimensions you want it to have, then you click save, and you can save it in your file. Just remember to rename it, because you don't want to lose your previous dimensions, because you need that. So you need to rename it, either part 2 and A or B, or however you want to rename it, so that you know that it's 2 different picture sizes. You don't ever want to overwrite the original, because you do need to have those dimensions.
Well,
Pixlr is very good. This paint program is kindergarten, whereas Pixlr is university.
Yeah.
And you can use Pixlr Editor, which is free. Change the image and saturate the colors, and sharpen it up, all kinds of stuff.
Yep, there's several different free programs out there. So I just know that one comes with the majority of people that run Windows. It's part of the Windows program or Microsoft. So, you should have it in there. But there's Pixlr is another good one that you can use to get is for programming for, editing pictures and stuff like that. So, So that's what I wanted to go over today. So I'm just going to open it up for questions. If anybody has anything specific they would like to go over, I got my pen and paper ready for questions. Anybody?
If there's nobody else, I got one question.
Okay.
When you were in Canva and you were selecting stuff over on the right, the other right, the left. There was a square down on the bottom right of that left-hand side.
Hold on, let me get there.
Okay.
Sheila, I won't have no questions until I get started doing it. And it's like, wait a minute, what'd she say?
All right, so we're going to go here, Instagram post. And you're talking about the different icons over here, what they mean?
No, let's see just what comes up, because I think it was the first thing that comes up, and then you make a selection.
Okay.
But I hope this is because it's streaming and not because your computer is just so slow.
Oh.
It could be. I finished reworking the computer that I had. Somebody gave me one, and I had to go in and wipe it out and re-download everything. But now the Wi-Fi is not working, so I'm messing with that. So it's sitting here, so it's like I got a lot of stuff running at one time. It's possible.
Okay, now you had something up there with a whole bunch of small writing, and it was Nathaniel something, I think, up in the top.
So I have text. Yes.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what you can do is when you go to your post and it tells me, that I'm doing an Instagram post. So it gives you basically templates that you can use. And say if you decided to use a template instead of what is there, you can use that. If you want to go here, same thing with the text. You actually have templates that you want to put in. So if I want,
That's what those are.
these are
Okay.
templates. So if I wanted it to look like this, then I could create that template and it would look like this. I can go in and change this information. It's just telling me that this is the format that it would take.
Yeah, right. All right, drop one more down.
Yep.
Just click on one, Sheila, so we get an idea of, you know, like.
That's what I wanted to do. There was one specific one I wanted to see.
All right.
Go up to where Nathaniel was at the top again.
Okay. That's the thing. That's the first
All right.
one.
Now, the bottom right, people spend the day sun worshiping and the evenings dancing. Click on that.
All right. All right, let's get rid of this text. So there it is. All right, hold on. Let me get rid of that one in the back. So that's how it's going to look. And then what you can do is go in here and modify this.
I just wanted to see where that place was because I want to go there.
Oh, look at you.
But you change everything, like wording, but it just gives you some form that you can play around with.
Exactly.
I figured that was still some kind of an ad and it'd tell me where I could go.
Oh, dear.
It's a man thing.
No.
I am going to spend the rest of my life enjoying it. I spent the first 7/8 of it.
Tropicana Beach Club, so you have to go to Florida.
It says Tropicana Beach Club.
I don't like Florida. It's too flat.
Look, see, it's hot too.
Yeah.
But
So is Texas.
Yeah, and I'll be there in a couple of weeks. So this is how it would go. Let me go ahead and let's ungroup this. Delete the element. Come on. So yeah, you would just go in here and just change whatever you wanted to change. It sections it off. So if you wanted to go in, you know, and change whatever's in there, you just click on that particular one, say, okay, I want to change this. I want to add this wording. And it has this size here. It will have this size here, this size here. So that's how you would go in and change that. Same thing with, let's go ahead and get rid everything.
It really is easier just to start from scratch.
It is. That's why I always do it just from scratch. It just makes it easier. I can place it wherever I want to place it. I don't have to worry about writing over anything. So I always do that. The other thing you can do is like here, if you have an idea in your, you know, of how you want things placed, these are grids that you can use. Come on.
Do you have other languages too, or just English?
It's all in English, but you can type it in any language you want.
Well, I'm thinking of the accents.
If you know another language, go ahead.
Exactly. But I don't know why it's not giving me the grids. But there's another program where you can actually come in, and if you want to put it in grids, say if you want a big one here and then two small ones here, it gives you a grid pattern like right here. Here it is, the grids. So you could click on these grids right here, and it will show you the different placements. If you want your just one big picture, if you want two side by sides, two verticals, horizontal. So you can put these grids on here and then have your pictures placed. So if I wanted to do this, I would click on this grid, and then I could put a picture here, and then a picture here. Okay. And then, you know, so that's why I say Canva has all kind of different things that you can play around with. And, you know, figure out if you wanted to do charts, you have the option to do charts. If you wanted to do a frame, you know, you have different gradients, so you could do lines. And it will tell you that if it, you know, if you pull it up and it doesn't have that free, then you know you're going to have to pay for it. So, and then you have your web social media icons. You know, if you want to do Facebook, and you see this $ sign here. That means you have to pay for it. It's a premium app that you can get. That one's a free one. You know, Google, if you want the Google Plus, and it tells you how much it costs. It's $1 if you wanted to use that logo. And that's because of the companies make them charge that. You know, they're not going to give anything for free. So, you know, you have different things that you can do always. You know, if you're doing a logo for beauty and fashion, here's different things. You know, you got shoes, you know, you got your sunglasses, you know, different things that you can use, and you just click on it and it shows you all the different things that you have access to that you can use. You know, got eyes, you got hats, shoes. So, you know, it just depends on what you're marketing, on what you want to use. Like hotel and travels down here. We do have our Sephora link. So, you know, if you wanted to view that, you could do, you know, create logos or icons or even pictures that you could do for your travel. Just make sure, like I said, look for the ones with the dollar signs. Those are the ones you have to pay for. But for the most part, you know, there's a bunch of free stuff that you could get in here to create all kind of stuff with.
Earlier you said something about if it shows the crown, that means you have to pay for it, but it's got the crown in free.
Yeah, the crown is free. So yeah, this is just for the icons. Now the resizing, I saw the crown, and I know most of the times when you see the crown, it's paid. You have to pay for it. So and whatever you do, you know, if you decide to do something to try it out with the crown to see if you have to pay for it, it'll ask you for information, you know, before you do it. It's not like, you know, they're going to charge you for something and you don't know it. They always tell you at the end, you know, you're going to pay for this. And if you decide not to, then it just goes away, whatever you created. They don't charge you anything unless you know, sign up for it. But there's a bunch of different things you could do with Canva that will help change your website, make it different and unique. I know I was talking to Mr. Bruce this week about how you can go to YouTube and pull links from there and put videos in your, you know, or songs or clips from YouTube onto your website to make it more unique and different. So there's all kind of different things you can use from, you know, the web that you can incorporate into your website to make it different and unique.
Okay. Sheila, this is Laura again.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay. With the Canva, I know for the featured image, awesome tool. Can we also use it to do a second creation to put in within our offer page that's different than the featured image?
Yes, you can create anything. Usually what I do, if it's not going to be a featured image, when you go to create, you can just use basic, if I come back to the home page, and say I just want to create a picture, then you want to use a smaller size picture. You don't need to use your social media picture. You can actually just create like a business card photo opportunity, or when you create your design, you can just tell it, you know, add whatever you want to add to it. So you have several different options when you come here. When you come to the home page, it'll tell you, you know, the different things that you want to create. If you want to create, this is all my designs, crap. You know, it says, you know, you can do your business cards, you can do photo apps. We don't want to do custom dimensions, but right here, so you can do like flyers, business card, posters, and it just have different dimensions. So usually what I do, if I'm not doing a featured image and I just want to create a picture, I usually pick one of the smaller ones, like a, you know, a postcard size or a business card size. Okay. And then that way I know it's going to be a smaller size picture. But then again, you know, if you have a picture you want to incorporate in your website, then you just, you know, add it to your media straight from there, unless you want to create a sort of like a collage of different pictures. And then that way, if you're going to create a collage, then you want to make sure you are using the bigger format, because as you put the different pictures in there, if you're using like the business card or the postcard, they're going to be really small. So when you transport them over into your website, you might not be able to see the detail of them. So,
okay. Great.
But yeah, you can use any of these to create pictures. they're just going to always prompt you to have those templates over there. But once you empty the template out, you have a blank screen. You can put anything in there you want.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. So we went over how to create your templates and do your posting. You want to make sure, and that's the other thing, you want to make sure that you're in your Triple R training. When you go to your Triple R training, that you do go to the website. Let me get mine pulled up. And you go to your tab for your advertising so that you can pull that up. And when that gets up here, and you're going to go to your free traffic sites, and you're going to click on that tab, and you're going to click on the very first one is your free traffic sites. And that has all your different programs that you can go in and sign up for and advertise, and read their rules and regulations for each advertising. Like this one, it tells you it's for Atlanta only. Some of them have changed since then that are now paid. You have to pay for them. If you post in certain places, you have to pay for them. So be very cautious of when you go in and look there. Like for Ocala for sale, it's just like the other one. It's just for Ocala, Florida. It doesn't post anywhere else. A lot of these for sale places or these marketplaces, you have to be very specific in how you market your website. You want to make sure that you're marketing a specific product, and that they can find the product here, and then give them the link to your site. So be very cautious of when you go in. You have your eBay classifieds you can get there. And then all of these different ones right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, are all different sections of ads that you can, or places that you can advertise to. But there again, some of them have changed. So you always want to make sure that you look at it to make sure what the different things are. AbleWise is one I use. You can do 10 ads for free. After that, you have to pay for it. And then, you have your posting or your paid advertising companies. Just be careful when you go to your paid advertising sites. Just remember that it is a monthly fee. Every time you post, some of them, like one I do is a yearly fee, and it gives me a limited amount of, like with AbleWise, I can do up to 200 ads for $50. I think it's $50. Yeah, it was $50. So, and that's a yearly fee. So I pay $50 every year, and I can do up to 200 ads. And that posts anywhere. So it's not like classifieds where I can do 200 ads in a day and it's free. So you just have to, be very cautious of when you go into these sites that you know exactly what your limitations are, that you don't have to pay for anything up front. That, like I said, some of them, when you have a link in your description, you end up having to pay for that link. If you have a picture in your description, you have to pay for that. Some of them, if you put an emoji in it or like a hot sign or anything that draws attention to your description, then you have to pay for it. So that's why I say in your description and header, make it very plain, and always let your picture speak for you. So that's why I always create my logos, so that way I can not only get my pictures or multiple pictures, I can put my link on my logo and I don't have to pay for it. It's sort of kind of sneaky, but still it's a picture. They can't argue with the picture.
When you sell sneaky, don't they, like you just said, read it? So they'll state it in the reading of the contract, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's very specific. Their rules are very specific. Yeah. I have yet to find one that is implied or you could get in trouble for something, but it's very specific, especially AbleWise. It's very specific. They tell you want to add this, it's going to charge you this.
Good.
So yeah, it's not, and if you do something inadvertently, when you go to post it, trust me, they'll say you owe this amount of money before they will post your ad. And you have to fill out your credit card information if you want to pay for it.
Oh,
so
good.
then what you can do is just hit your back button and see what you inadvertently forgot to take a link out or had a picture that they didn't like, or maybe one too many pictures. And that's why they're charging you a fee. And once you fix it, then post it and it will, be free.
And they'll tell you what fee it is. Like,
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, that's good.
All righty. So any other questions that we need to go over? Anything anybody wants to cover real quick?
Yeah, I need to cover something. Can
Okay.
you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, my name Larry. Just good to be a part of the group. Yeah, I have to start all over from scratch because I had some major setbacks and death in the family and things like that, and I have to start over from scratch. Where do I begin to start from scratch?
Okay. What you need to do is that site I just went to. You want to go to rrr247.com/RRR. Okay.
Okay.
And Rory has actually updated this page, and it has step-by-step instructions of what you need to do. So we'll get this pulled up for you. And the first thing you want to do is, depending on if you want to get started with your V-marketing, you want to go and do that. If not, then you want to do, like he says, you do your step-by-step training, modify your anchor offers 1 and 2, your Valentis and your direct sellers. And then you want to go here and start with your programs, which ones you want to enroll with. And make sure you get with your instructor because they can go through this with you step by step. You want to make sure you got your ClickBank, your Brunette, and your CJ affiliates. Do your pages. Then you want to do register for your RoboForm, your computer, and your Coinbase. And these are, do step-by-step instructions on this. Always connect with the instructor and let them know. If you are on any of the group chats, we'll be there to help you as well. I'm here every Saturday unless something comes up. I always let instructors know if I can't be here. And then you just want to follow each of these formats. The good thing about it is when you get down to the bottom, he actually does have videos for some of these on how, like this one, I think once it finishes loading up, how you can go in and convert your pages. Yes, so once you just read through that instruction and watch these videos that shows you how to go in and modify your pages and get your links once you've followed those steps. And your instructor should be scheduling, at least a one-on-one with you at least once a week to make sure that you're of your progress and where you have questions. Always Skype your instructor if you have questions. Then that way they can get back with you as soon as they can. As a lot of my students know that, I'm scheduling appointments all day. I'm usually on the phone about all day. So I schedule my students and make sure that I try to meet with them at least once a week. For those that are advanced and are already working on their own, then we might meet every 2 weeks or as they need me. And then they'll always tell me, hey, I need to set up some time with you, and then I will schedule them in. So always, Skype your instructor and let them know because their schedule might already be booked or they might be able to move some things around. Please don't just indiscriminately call your instructor because you never know, they might be on a phone call with somebody else, or might be in the middle of something personal. So always use your Skype to let them know, hey, I need you to set some time up to talk with you. And trust me, they'll get back with you as soon as they can. If not, like I said, I'm here just about every Saturday and I try to answer as many questions and go over as much stuff as we can within our allotted time. But that would be my suggestion, is to start with this group right here with this training and go through that and Skype your instructor and say, hey, can we get together and get me restarted? They would be more than happy to help you get there.
Yeah, because I know one of the big things is modifying your website. And I was looking for the editing button. I couldn't find the editing button on there. Where to start editing.
Okay. You want to make sure that you are signed in as admin. If you just key in your website, then you're not going to be in your admin section. So you always want to always want to make sure that you have this WP admin when you log in. So if you need so if you need your login information, you want to make sure that you have that in there. And then when you go to a page, when you pull up, so if let's go to our site. So we're just going to visit our site like it would when you pull up anything in your website. We're going to visit our site. and it's going to pull up my page like anybody would see it. But since you are the administrator, you're going to have a different tab bar up at the top. And in that tab bar, you'll be able to, pull up anything that you want to see. And so say I want to go into my beauty and cosmetics page. I will click on that tab. And I want to go to my artisan soap page. And once it pulls up that page, it's going to give me the icons that I need. Okay. It's still thinking. So you see up at the top, you see this drop down, you see your toolbar for your page. So you click your edit page, and that will give you your edit mode. Now, this is for your pages. Now, if you're on your home page, it's at the bottom of the page. It's not, you don't get this toolbar. So from here, you can click on edit page, and it will put you in edit mode. And then from there, you can go in and change your title if you want to change your title. You can change your keywords. You basically can do anything you need to do to edit and modify that page.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. It's a big step. I mean, that'll get me moving anyway.
Yep. Yep. And then that's the easiest, one of the ways. Now, the easiest way that I have found, and this is what I tell my students, is that when you go to your tab bar, you have this. So when you're in your dashboard, if you pull up your dashboard, you will see these commands over on the left-hand side. So let me get that to pull up. So you see your commands. You know that we always use our posts and our pages. So if you want to, instead of just pulling up individual pages from your home page, if you click on here where it says pages and click on all pages, it will pull up every page in your website. So then you can just start from whatever. It's all in alphabetical order, and it has commands up underneath it. So if you wanted to edit, you just always click edit, and it will pull up the same page as where I was before.
Forgot to publish, Sheila.
Huh?
You forgot to click published.
Oh, I was finished with that page.
Oh,
yep.
Oh, well, for him though, he may already have some published.
Oh yeah, yeah. Once you get finished, you always want to click on publish after you finish your edit, or hit update, whichever one. If you're on a new page.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, so you always want to come here and click here, and you always want to notice that if it's in draft, it will have the word draft. You don't have to worry about those. You only want to worry about the ones that are in published. So if you just want to do that, just click on the word published, and it will show just the ones that are published, which is the ones you need to worry about, the ones you need to fix. You don't need to worry about the ones that are in draft. Those can come in later.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's where you need to start.
Okay.
All righty.
Sheila, I'm.
All right.
Oh, sorry. Did you want to continue?
Are we? Yeah.
Oh, okay. When Rory starts his thing, he goes about the V, and then he goes about Valenus, and all I'm thinking is that I didn't have a lot of help, and I should have gone straight to changing my pages, not the V thing, not the. And maybe I'm wrong in saying that, but
yes,
that came later. And so
when we first started, the concept was just jump in and start modifying pages, page one.
Right.
And then, but if you got into your anchor offers, that changed. Your instructions were no longer that. If you got into your anchor offers first, which a lot of us did, then your first priority was to change your wine pages and to change your Valentis pages. To get those done first so we can get them marketing. If you are not in any of the anchor offers, then the protocol is you still change those because we're still going to market those to get traffic to your website. And then you start with the initial changing and modifying each page after that. But it did change within the last 8 months or so, to where now everybody is going into changing, when you come in, to change your wine pages and to change your V-marketing or your Valentis pages, to go ahead and modify those whether you're in the program or not, just so that you can get used to it, and then you start modifying the consecutive pages thereafter. But beforehand, it was just like there was really no rhyme or reason. It was just get in, modify your pages, start with page 1 and go down. But now it's like it's a little bit more structured. So now you do your wine pages, you do your Valentis pages, and then you start with your next pages after those. And that's where you would come here and just start in alphabetical order, or go to your categories menu and start from your categories. But yes, that it has changed significantly in the last 6 to 8 months on how we go about. It's more uniform now, supposed to be. That makes sense.
It's helping us start to make money quicker, is what Roy has said.
Yes, because now we're going to start getting traffic. But like I said, I've noticed even in the chat rooms that people are modifying their pages and they're editing pages and they're adding new pages, but you're not advertising. You have to get that advertising out there. Don't wait till you've modified every page and then say, okay, now I'm going to advertise. Because if you modify every page the way it needs to be, that could take a couple months, you know. So you want to go ahead as soon as you, like I said, get all your links changed in your website first. Change every link that needs to be changed. If you're not in the anchor offers, get your instructor's link and change it to instructor's link. At least that way it's in your same group, and your instructor has a way that, you know, if it doesn't take too long, that you could be moved, you know, from your instructor to you. So there's ways to fix that. But get all your links changed so that once you do get finished modifying and editing a page, you can immediately advertise that page without having to worry about somebody coming into your website, shopping it, finding something they like, and you haven't linked it yet. And it's like, oh man, I don't have that link in there. That's why I say change all your links first, come back and then do your modifications. That way, as soon as you finish modifying a page, advertise it.
But you have to do your Yoast. You have to do that.
It should, yes, that should be part of it. So as you're modifying a page, you want to keep an eye on that Yoast. If it's orange and orange, still publish it, you know, because right now we're not really looking for Google so much as we're looking for traffic. You still want to publish it. You still want to advertise it, get it out there. And then you can always come back. So you see, I still have some oranges in here. I probably got some reds. Yeah, see, there's a red, but that one should be actually in draft. Yeah, it is in draft. So, but you can always come back and change your work on your page to get your Yoast. You just don't want to have both of them red. Don't have both of them red to try to market it. But if you got one green and one orange, or one green and one red, still publish it. You can always come back and work on it. Always. Don't leave them sitting in draft because you don't think that they're ready, or they might have one that's red or one that's green. As long as you have a green on one of them and you like the way it sounds and you're happy with the way it is, publish that page. You can always come back and work on it later once you get the knowledge that you need on how to fix it without feeling uncomfortable. Once you get your confidence level up, you can come back and change those pages in no time.
Well, I've got a few grays.
Gray mean, if you have a gray, that means you have not set up a keyword and you have not set up anything. So yeah. And if you have a gray and you know you're not going to get to it, put it in draft.
Okay.
You just want to make sure that you don't have more stuff in draft than you have in published.
This is Catherine. I'm speaking of the gray ones. I have a gray one too, and it says my key phrase has function words only. What does that mean?
You need to go and check your key phrase and make sure that you actually have it designated as a key phrase. That it is just a phrase and not a word. So when you go to, let me pull one up. What is going on here? I know it's a long day. Okay. I don't want that one. What can you say? All right. So when you go, we are in edit phase. And this isn't really going to be a good one to do because this is a category page. But we can use it for an example. So when you see right here where it's got key phrase,
Right.
you want to make sure that you have something in there.
Okay, I have something in there, but it doesn't like it.
Yeah, it's not that it doesn't like it. You need to look down here at your Yoast.
Okay.
See what it's telling you that you haven't done. If it's still gray or it's still red, then that means you haven't used that word or key phrase in your snippet, and you haven't used it enough times in your actual article. So even though it says, you know, you have this is where your drop downs come in. So you need to click on it and see. So if I click on my SEO, it's going to give me a breakdown of what is wrong. So this one, there's a red, it says I don't have it in my subheadings. You know, I got too many attributes. You know, the length is too short. SEO title width is too short, but it gives you your outbound link. So all the greens basically outweigh the reds and orange. So if you still are in gray, then you need to pull down this analysis and see what it's telling you need to add or need to fix. This takes the guesswork out of what you need to do because it specifically tells you what is wrong with your page.
Okay.
All right, same thing with your readability. Click on your readability tab and it tells you the same thing. It tells you what's good and what needs to be fixed. These two are always going to be an issue, and they're always going to be in orange. But if there's only 2 of them and you got like this one, you got 6 that's good or 7 that's good, these oranges are not going to be a problem. You're still going to get an overall readability of green, which is good, which is what Google's looking for.
Okay. All right.
Click the eye. The eye again will show you.
It will show you what this actually means. It doesn't show you where it needs to be fixed. It just shows you all the passive voice. It shows you all the transition words that you used, but it doesn't tell you, okay, you need to put one here, you need to add one here. It just shows you the positions of the ones you have used. So that's, it doesn't tell you where you need to fix it. It just tells you, okay, you've used passive voice 12%. Here's where you've used them so far.
Sheila, if you click on that eye, it will give you, it'll highlight it in a different color.
Yeah, but I'm just telling you, it just tells you where you've used that particular command. It doesn't tell you, like if this one's right here, it says, I don't have enough transition words. If I click on this eye, it's not going to highlight a paragraph and say, you need to put a transition word here. You know, it's not going to do that. It's just going to tell me, it's just going to highlight every place that I've used a transition word.
Oh, okay, so that the highlight is saying transition word needs to be looked at, and therefore you go and you look at it, and then you say, what kind of transition words can I add or?
Yeah, no, when this highlights, it's telling you, you've used a transition word here. This is your transition word. So right here, I've used a transition word here.
See, that's what I mean, though. That's good.
That's good. So, but, and so when it's telling me I don't have enough, it's saying, okay, read this and see what your transition words are, and then go and see where you can fix it somewhere else so that I get the right quantity that I need.
Oh my gosh, because I went and fixed those that were there. I tried to fix them because it was highlighted. I thought it said it needed
those are the one. Those are the good ones. The highlighted ones are the good ones.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, the highlighted are the good words. Those are correct. This highlights your correct information.
Yeah. I thought I highlighted what was wrong, so I went and changed those, and I still come up with bad number. Oh my gosh! Okay,
just you changed the wrong one. Yeah.
Do it one more time. Okay, just do it one more time.
Yep. So if you highlight, let's do the passive.
Okay. Okay.
Because it's telling me I got too many. I was supposed to have 10 and I got 12.
Okay.
So right here it says no one is fully dressed without their favorite fragrance.
And that's good. That one is good?
Well,
No, that one's bad.
No, it's telling me.
Just said the
Okay.
highlighted
All right,
one is
calm
good.
down. Calm down. Shh, shh. There's too much chatter. The highlighted is only showing me where those words are. So I can go through and see, okay, there was a transition word. Where's some more? Okay, so it's only showing me one. I know there's more than one unless all of them is in that one phrase, which is possible. Based on the number of sentences that I have. So if I click on this again, is it telling me there's just one there? Basically, yeah. So that's all it's telling me, is that because I only have less than 300 words, I have more than one transition word in here, which basically is telling me it's too much for this particular paragraph or this particular page. So I need to fix that, my passive. But it's not telling me that that's the one I need to fix. It's telling me that there's where all of my words are. Same thing with transition. This has transition words in it. It's not telling me that's where I need to add transition words. So I don't know what it is about that one block that it's telling me that that's where everything is at, but apparently that's where everything is at, is right here. But all the highlight is doing is highlighting where you've used passive voice and where you've used transition words. It's not telling you that those are incorrect. It's just telling you that that's where you've used them.
And you need to work on that.
No, not that you need to work on it. It's just telling you those are where you've used those words. And if you have too many, then you need to look at those phrases and see if you can take some out and reword it. If you've not used enough, then you need to look at it and say, okay, where can I go in where this is not purple and add a transition phrase, which means take two sentences and make it a compound sentence, or make one of the sentences into a phrase instead of a whole sentence, and adjust it to where I can get more or get less. The ones that are highlighted, you don't need to mess with unless it says you have too many of those, then that's where you go and condense it. My rule of thumb is if it tells me I got too many or not enough, is to write more paragraphs. Usually more wording, correct wording, will alleviate these. I've found it to be true. I don't ever worry about this. If it tells me I got too many or not enough, I don't ever click on this to find out what it is. I just continue writing. And usually it will fix itself. Don't spend, if your overall green is green and green, don't spend so much time on this that it frustrates you. Your ultimate goal is to get this green and to get this green overall. You can work on the little stuff later.
Okay.
That's great.
Yes. Do not, like Bruce said, don't sweat this little stuff. If you got two green smiley faces up here, you're good to go.
Go. Okay.
Sorry about that.
You're fine. That's perfect analogy. If these are green and green, your overall analysis, your pages will pass Google inspection.
Good.
That's all you need to worry about. Like I said, you can come back. I'm modifying pages now that I did when I first got in, and I cannot believe I got Google AdSense approval on some of them because they're so horrible. I had green and green,
Yay.
But like I said, if this is green and green, when you go to apply for Google AdSense and you've got all the requirements, you've got at least 7 to 10 new pages, you've modified everything at least 60 to 70%, you got your links in there, and you go to apply for Google, this is their main criteria, is they're looking to see if you have original content. They're looking to see that you've modified pages, that you don't have exact duplicates of somebody else's website, and that you have your SEO and your readability is according to their program, which means you have green and green. They don't look at stuff that's in draft. They don't look at anything that's in private. They only look at your published stuff that you have that's accessible for people that's searching for Google on Google.
Okay.
If you have, when you break it down and you do have these little oranges and reds in here, that's something you fix later as you become more confident in your abilities to work your website. You can always come back and change these later. Your ultimate goal right now is to make sure that these are in green.
Okay, that's
They
great.
are. If they are, publish that page and market it.
What's the social mean? What is that social?
Social is something you pay for. We're not paying for it. That's not part of our programming. Yep. And that's just where if you wanted your page, as soon as you publish it, that it goes straight to social media. We don't pay for that. That's a different program. What we have to, and I've been trying to explain to people, we have a very workable program in our platform. We don't have all the bells and whistles, because if you got the bells and whistles, you're going to be paying $700 to $900 for a website. We paid less than $90. So we don't have all the plugins. We don't have all the different accesses that we need. We don't have the HTTPS, which makes it secure, for the simple fact we're not taking money on our website. We're just marketing for these various companies. We let them handle the background. We're just advertisers. Okay, we're just publishing it for them. So a lot of the bells and whistles we don't need. So that's why we only paid $90 less, for our website. It's very functional for what we need it for. And it works great. There's a lot of workarounds you can do for different things if you need to. But for the most part, for Google AdSense to get on Google, all you need is these two little green smiley faces.
Gotcha.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Sheila,
Yes, sir.
just out of curiosity, since these online marketing businesses have become so popular, have you noticed a downsizing of companies in their sales departments?
Not really, because they're using both. A lot of the brick and mortar stores, what we call brick and mortar stores, where you physically go to the stores, they are actually opening online marketing to help increase their revenue, but they are not closing down their brick and mortar stores. We have actually had a couple of them that go in-house on marketing, that take it off of like ClickBank and CJ and the other marketing houses, and they go back in-house and do it, through regular advertising. But most of the time it doesn't affect us one way or the other. We might lose, an affiliate, but I promise you there'll be another one that comes back. Just like Cosme D, it's left and come back like 4 or 5 times in the last year. They'll go in-house and take it off of CJ, and then in less than 2 or 3 months, they'll come back on CJ and market again. So it doesn't really affect us. All we need to do is just keep going out there, and there's people coming into different marketing houses every day.
Okay, I was just wondering if that was contributing to higher unemployment of salespeople.
It could be, but it's more, there's a lot of people shopping online today than they are going. I mean, if anybody's visited a local mall lately, it's dead. I mean, if you see 100 people, if I see 100 people in our mall at any given time, I consider it busy. It's just, there's just not a lot of people that go out, especially during the work week. Now on weekends, it's different because everybody's off. But during the work week, if somebody needs something, they're going to order it online. They're going to get it online and get it shipped to them, because most places now can give it to them in a day or, a week or less. So that just really helps us. We just need to make sure that people are aware you're out there with a website. So that's why the advertising and the marketing on the free ad sites is crucial, so that people know you have a website and that you're unique and different from somebody else, or maybe you're the same, and then they'll price compare. Not necessarily price compare, but see who has the better site, who's more interesting, and that's where they'll shop. So that's why you need to make your site as unique and as personable as you can, especially on your welcome page. You want to make sure that you introduce yourself a little bit. You don't have to put your pictures and all your personal information, but let them get a feel of what your website's going to be about, and let them know a little bit about you and what you think and how you feel about things. Give them some viewpoints. Let your website also have some interest pieces. You know, if you're really political on things, you know, put that out there, but don't be too derogatory that you take people away from it. Just, you know, have interest pieces that has nothing to do with selling. Like the guy was talking about on DC, you know, when you go to your social media marketing, don't let it always be marketing. You know, when you get these new friend requests and these new likes, don't immediately jump on top of them and say, okay, now you got to come to my website. Build up a rapport with them. Say, okay, great. You know, here's something about me in your website. You know, put things out there. Like I said, there's been times I've just written pages just because I wanted to write something and never put a link in it. And then I might, you know, leave it out there a few months and then say, oh yeah, I got this link I can put in it. But I don't flood my page with links, but I can put a couple in there, you know, or even put a picture in there and link it. But you do want to have those human interest, what I call human interest pieces, that people can just read to get to know you, to see what your affiliations are, you know, and become familiar with you and your website so that they're more comfortable shopping from you. Okay.
Okay, well, both the home page and the welcome page, I didn't really think anybody ever read those.
Yes, they do.
Okay, maybe I'll have to go back and see what I wrote.
Because what you want to do, and this is the other thing, is that you want to make sure that if you're just getting started, especially on social media, that's where you want them to come to your welcome page. You want them to come to your home page so they can read about what your page offers and what your website's about. So that's why you want them, that's going to be your first marketing tool, is your welcome page. Even on your response magic, when you do your response magic, you want them to come to your welcome page or your thank you page. You don't want them to specifically come just to, all right, now I'm going to market and try to sell you something. You know, you want them to come to a page to where they can learn about you, learn about what your website is, so that you can develop a rapport with them and develop a customer. So that just like with any other store, you know, you want to develop a rapport with that person so that when you do come out with something new, that they're aware of it. And it's like, oh yeah, I remember this website. Let me go see if they have it there. So you want to be memorable to them so that they will mark your website number one and that they will come to it whenever they need something. They can't do that if all they're going to see is an ad every time they show up. They want to make sure that they connect with the person behind the article.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yes, it does.
All righty. Good.
You've been a lot of help today.
So, I mean, because you got to remember, we don't have a physical store. These people are not going to ever meet us other than our family, you know, or friends that shop with us. So you're marketing to the masses and you want to stand out. And the only way you're going to stand out, because we're all marketing the same companies, you know, the only way you're going to stand out is how you present yourself through your website. And that's through your writing, through your pictures, and how you market yourself in your website. Like my daughter, she can look at my website. She's like, Mom, you're all in it. You know, her friends, people, there's like, yes, Sheila, I can see you're in there, because I like cartoons. There's not too many of my pages that you're not going to find some kind of cartoon or some kind of reference to something funny, you know, because you can sell, but you always want to make sure that you hold their attention. So that's the other thing. And I have color and everything. I want stuff to be exciting. I want it to be, you know, to stand out. So people know that when they read a page, they know it's me, whether they ever meet me or not, because of the way I have my homepage set up and the way I've introduced myself throughout my pages. Same thing with you. When people see your website, if they've come to it on a regular basis, no matter what page they're on, they should be able to say, yeah, I remember that. That's from that person. I love their website. It's beautiful. Because your website's basically your trademark. And you want to make sure that no matter what page they see, no matter where it shows up in an ad, they can say, oh, I know that person on that website. They're a good writer. They got good stuff. That's what you want to be remembered. Just like everybody can know, oh, I can go to Walmart to find anything. You want to become a household name based on your writing, not based on your picture or based on what people, oh yeah, that's, that's Sheila's website. I know her. No, I want them to say, oh, that's a good website. You need to go to Shop with Mama Chief. She's really good. She's got some good stuff in there. That's what you want them to be able to say. Okay. Any other questions?
I thought you were supposed to leave early.
I am. It's not quite 3:00 yet. Got a couple minutes. So if there's anything else anybody wants to go over? Anybody? Come on. No?
You're so awesome, Sheila, but you kind of cover everything anybody needs until they get like me in the middle and say, oh, wait a minute, what did she say? Hey, Sheila, you got it?
Yeah. And so, but I always upload them on my YouTube channel. If you don't know my YouTube channel, I'll send it out there. But like I said, if you want YouTube, you don't have to have a YouTube channel to get access to my YouTube. You just go into YouTube and type in Mama Chief. I should come up. If not, here, I'm going to post my YouTube channel in the chat. And you can just click on it. It usually takes about an hour for it to upload, get all of its good stuff that it needs to do before it actually shows up. So I'm going to put it in there.
So what was wrong with that sentence? No one is fully dressed without their favorite fragrance.
Yeah. If people wear perfume, it just completes your outfit. Just like you have the perfect pair of shoes to go with the outfit. You can have the most gorgeous outfit and then you have the wrong kind of shoes. It's going to be terrible. The whole outfit's going to look bad. So same thing with your perfume. It's just like your makeup. You can be fully presentable and then it's like, okay, I can't see her because she doesn't have her eyes is lost in all of her hair. So you want to make sure that you have the right perfume. You don't want it to be overpowering. You don't want it to be too subtle. It's got to be just right to complete the appearance that you are presenting. So
I don't know about now, but back 2009 is when I retired, and back then men could not wear aftershave and women weren't supposed to wear perfume, but they just ignored it. And that was because people with allergies complained.
Yeah.
And all over in corporations, men had to stop wearing aftershave, but the women never had to stop. Yeah. I think they were the ones complaining.
I remember that too. I might wear some body spray, very subtle, because I really do have allergies to heavy scents. And when I get into sneezing fits, when I say fit to the point that I make literally be sick. So I have to be cautious of where I'm at too, because somebody that walks by me with cloying perfume or cologne, I will get physically sick. I'll just sneeze and cough and, it's terrible. But there are very subtle body sprays out there that you can wear. Same thing. There's some men, and even women, that feel like they have to bathe in the stuff. Sometimes I just want to tell them, soap and water works really great too. So, but, a fragrance is just like anything else. Some people, their body chemistry does not work well with certain fragrances, and some of them, it complements. So, that's where that saying comes from. Fragrances is part of your wardrobe.
Right.
So, but yeah, that's a whole different thing.
Look at you with 50 Shades of Grey advertisement up top.
Oh, yeah. That's Eden's Fashions. And what's funny about this is I actually had this whole series before anybody ever knew what 50 Shades of Grey was.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. I was reading this author before she became popular. And when 50 Shades of Grey came out, the movie, I was already finished the third book. And I was like, what are y'all talking about? This book's been out for like 5 years.
And they're the only authors in movies that have really correlated.
Are we good to go?
We're good.
All right, we're good. I'm going to call it a day. And we will be back here same time next week unless something changes. Now, the week of August the 15th, I will be in DC, and we will not be having our class because I will more than likely be in a conference at that time. So that will, as of right now, well, maybe next week I might not, because next week's my grandson's birthday. But I'll let y'all know if I decide not to have it.
Great.
But I might be at the pool with my website, so you just never know. All right.
If a few minutes to get with me, let me know.
Okay, dear. Like I said, I'm gonna be gone the rest of this weekend. I got to go bury one of our aunts, and so say her goodbye, and then I'll be back ready to go on Monday. So I'll get with you one day next week, Linda.
Okay, that'll be fine.
Thank you, Sheila.
Y'all have a good one. We'll talk
Have
to
a
you
safe trip.
All right.
Sheila.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye, hon.